Hello friends, and welcome back to this lesson. Uh, this is Church Heritage, and we're going to be looking at the General Conference presidents from the time the General Conference was organized, or the SDA was organized. As you remember, the name Adventist SDA or Seventh Day Adventist was adopted in 1860, and the first General Conference session was in 1863. Okay, so the first General Conference president is John Byington. John Byington was the first General Conference president, and who was usually called Father Byington because amongst the team that sat for the General Conference session of 1863, the first session of the SDHH, he was the oldest and he was the oldest among them, or he was very old, and he was called Father Byington. Okay, and he only served for 2 years, from 1863 to 1865. That's John Byington, the first General Conference president. The second General Conference president, who served from 1865 to 1867, that is only 3 years. Okay, I mean 2 years or so. That was James White. However, what you have to note about James White is that his first term he served 2 years. Then there was another person. Then again James White came back. Then there was another person. Then again James White. So in total he served 3 terms, and totaling 10 years. Okay, he was also known, he was naturally a bony leader. Okay, so the second General Conference president is James White, who served for 3 terms, totaling 10 years. The other person, the third General Conference president, is John Nevins Andrews. John Nevins Andrews, who served from 1867 to 1869. Now, something to note about John Nevins Andrews is that he memorized the entire New Testament. Okay, he was able to recite the entire New Testament in his head. He memorized it, and he wrote the book, The History of the Sabbath. The History of the Sabbath was written by John Nevins Andrews. He is also the first official overseas SDA missionary who was sent to Switzerland in 1874. In 1874. So, like I mentioned, you can see the fourth General Conference president again is James White. So this was his second term. It was from 1869 to 1871. 1869 to 1871. So they were only serving for like 3 years. 3 years, yes, 3 years. Okay, then the fifth General Conference president is George I. Butler. He served from 1871 to 1874. I won't go much into details for some of these presidents, but if you want to read further, you can check the Church Heritage handbook. It's very available on the internet, very available. It's just a matter of you googling it, or if you don't have it, you can still reach out to me via WhatsApp. Okay, the contact information will be in the description. Okay, so the sixth General Conference president is James White. He served once again for the last time from 1874 to 1880. Okay, now this time around, he served for about 6 years. Okay, that was James White. James White. Okay, all right. Now the next president of the seventh presidents is George I. Butler. So George I. Butler also served 2 terms. He served 2 terms. James White served 3 terms. George I. Butler served 2 terms. Okay. The second term for George I. Butler was 1880 to 1888. Okay. Then the eighth president, this one is an interesting one, who served from 1888 to 1897, is Ole A. Osen. He was called the boy president. Okay, not necessarily that he was a boy, but because he became a leader at a very young age. Okay, I think it was just somewhere at 32 when he became president for the local conference. Then later on he became general conference president, and was known as the boy president. Okay, he was also he's one of the most loved presidents of the general conference, Ole Osen. The ninth president of the general conference is George A. Irwin. He served from 1897 to 1901. 1897 to 1901. The 10th General Conference president is Arthur G. Daniels. He served from 1901 to 1922, and this is the longest serving president of the General Conference. He served for 21 years. Arthur G. Daniels. He served for 21 years. Okay, That's the longest serving president of the General Conference. Okay, so far as that. Okay, the 11th president of the General Conference is William A. Spicer. William A. Spicer, who served from 1922 to 1930. The 12th General Conference president is Charles H. Watson. Charles H. Watson served from 1930 to 1936. 13th General Conference president is James L. McCain. James L. McCain. He served from 1936 to 1950. 1936 to 1950. The 14th General Conference president is William H. Branson. William H. Branson. He served from 1950 to 1954. The 15th General Conference president is Reuben R. Figo. Served from 1954 to 1966. 1954 to 1966. 16th General Conference president is Robert H. Pearson. Robert H. Pearson. 17th General Conference president is Neil C. Wilson. He served from 1979 to 1990. This is the father of the current president, Teddy N.C. Wilson. Okay, this is the father who also served as General Conference president. Okay, is the father to the current president, at least the president who's the president in 2020. Okay, the 18th president of the General Conference is Robert S. Falkenberg. Okay, this is the first president certified to fly multi-engine airplanes and helicopters. Okay, this is the first president certified to fly multi-engine airplanes and helicopters, Robert S. Falkenberg. Okay, I think he also introduced the issue of radio broadcasting. Okay, the next president is John Paulson. John Paulson, who served from 1999 to 2010. 1999 to 2010. The 20th General Conference president is Teddy N.C. Wilson, the son to Neil C. Wilson. Teddy N.C. Wilson. So this is the president from 2010 to current, which is the year 2020. Okay, he's still the president. Okay, we don't know, maybe years later, but as you're watching this video, the year is still it's 2020, so he's still the president. That's why I'm saying current. So in total, as you have heard, I've said 17 General Conference presidents, but in reality, we've only had 17 people serve as General Conference president. Only 17 people have served as the General Conference president, because others were repeating terms. Okay, like for example, James White repeated terms 3 times. So this 20, when you subtract this 20 from the 3 of James White, we already have somewhere 17. Okay, so in total you can see there's Byington, James White, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you can count them at your own time, but the thing is that we've only had 17 people serve as president at General Conference. Okay, only 17 people have served as president at General Conference. So thank you for watching, and hope the videos are helpful. Remember, like I said, to support the channel, please you can support the channel by making a small donation, either through PayPal by buying the solutions manual, or you can just reach out. If you are in Zambia, that is, you can make a donation through mobile money to help the channel, so that we buy bundles or get connected to the internet, so that we can be uploading videos frequently. So thank you very much for watching, and all the best as you prepare and know the history of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.